channel. My name is Driyah, and today is dedicated to college and attending college during this pandemic. So as most of you know, we are all doing online learning if you are in the field of education as of right now. So that means elementary school, middle school, high school, and college students. We are all transitioned now to online learning. So today I'm just going to tell you guys how I like to stay organized and my schedule for today. So today I have two classes. My first class is Essential Skills, that is from 11 to 11:50, and my second class is Case Management, and that is from 6 to 8:50. So I have a huge gap in between my first class and my second class. So one way I like to stay organized is making sure that all of my classes have their own binder. This picture was drawn by my little brother, and I make sure they have their own binder and their own notebook. Some people like to keep all their stuff in one binder and in one notebook. I call that cross-subjecting, and me personally, I do not like that. I just find it to be so confusing. So each class that I have, it has its own dedicated folder, has its own dedicated binder and notebook, because it just makes it easier to function. I promise you. It just makes it easier to function. It keeps you organized. And yeah, so the night before class starts, I like to make sure that I have my binder, my textbook, and my notebook all at the foot of my bed or on the side of my bed, so that way in the morning when I get up, I don't have to, search for anything. Everything is right there. I make sure I have a pen. I make sure I have a colored pen and my regular black pen. I don't know where it's at, but I like to if we're doing PowerPoints, I like to use my pink pen and just to highlight certain stuff, and I use my black pen to take notes and my pink pen to highlight. So that's one way I like to stay organized. Another way is I like to make sure that I write all important dates down on my calendar. I do it in color marker or color pen, just to make sure that I have everything labeled correctly and on its certain dates. So for instance, I make sure that I write all of my bills that need to be paid in red marker. Any writing assignments that I have, I mark them in orange. Any tests that I have, it's in blue, and any events that I have coming up, I make it in pink. Now you guys don't have to use those same exact colors. You can use whatever markers or crayons or colored pencils or whatever you want to organize your calendar the best way you see fit. Those are just the colors that I use because those are only colors I have on hand right now. So each event in my life has a color. So we pay bills in red, we have writing assignments in orange, we have tests and quizzes in blue, and we have events in pink. Also in the morning, or Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I have class. So before my 11 o'clock class, I help my younger sibling with his schoolwork. So from 9 to 10:45, I am doing second grade schoolwork with him. And then at 10:45, I take my break. I make sure I get something to eat. I get my stuff is already out. I grab my handy dandy laptop. This is a MacBook Pro. It's an Apple product. And I make sure that I have my charger. I plug my charger in and I sign on to Zoom. If you don't know what Zoom is an online conference. It's kind of like Skype. If you use Skype before, it has the same concept as Zoom. So that's the way that my classes are ran through Zoom. Some institutions use it and some does not. So yeah, I just want to let you guys know how I stay organized, and yeah, I just want you guys to know that how I stay organized and how I am able to function during this pandemic with college. So yeah, at 11 you guys will join me with class. So we'll be back at 11, and yeah, Peace out. So it is officially 11 o'clock and I am now going to sign on to my Zoom class for my first class. So this is usually how it comes up. You press OK. You can get a preview of yourself before you sign on. I'm just going to clean the camera off because it looks super foggy. Okay, there we go. And now I'm going to hit join.
It doesn't, I always have one day off a week, so I mean, I kind of just pile everything into that one day. So the whole overview of the role play will be, we'll start off by including the time and the location and the setting of the meeting, and the purpose of the meeting of why we're going to be talking, which again is for termination purposes, and creating a follow-up and referring Alfredo to these after-school programs. So we will also be discussing what we plan to accomplish during the termination stage, as I just said. And
I like the way that you can peek out of there. Except the Velcro's really annoying.
So this is inside his tent because he did his homework
That doesn't feel so good.
all last week. So he got to come to the camp out.
You can see my tent. It's not very exciting. I have to tell you, I kind of got carried away with correcting things this morning.
No, yours look good.
And I started to lose track of time.
Very awesome, teacher.
So all of a sudden, I was like,
I love it.
I don't have enough time to make a fort. So I quick ran
Give me
down
a
to the
question,
basement.
And it comes with snacks.
This is what we have. I
You get Reese's and not Reese's, you get Hi, so I am officially back. It is exactly 5:59 and I am about to start my night class now. That starts at 6 o'clock. So I completed my paper that was due for tonight, and we also have a quiz, chapter 7 and that's covering chapter 7 and chapter 8. So I have that right after class. Thank God I finished my 6 to 8 page paper that's due tonight, so I don't have to worry about that. I already submitted it, so we are going to get ready to log into Zoom and get ready for class. And you guys will definitely see that too, like you see my class this morning. So it's 6 o'clock, so gotta go. Peace out.
Pulls out from each chapter what I felt was important to know for the final. All right? So take a look at that. Make sure you know what each of those mean. Any questions? Okay. All right. So we actually ended at the very end. We weren't quite done with chapter 9. So I am going to go back to that PowerPoint. And we ended on vocational information. So we have been talking about medical education.
So now that class is over, I'm going to go over chapter 7 and chapter 8 before I take my quiz. So yeah, that's the last thing I have to do before the end of tonight. So the quiz doesn't open until 7:30, but I'm not going to take it until 7:40. It's open from 7:30 to 9 o'clock. And she said it's a short quiz, so it's only 10 to 15 questions. So I'm going to just go over the stuff that I have to go over, and then I'm going to take my quiz.